Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 77 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. And you're probably wondering why I'm standing in front of my scroll saw on this beautiful Sunday morning. Well, if you want to find out, all you got to do is stay tuned. Well, I'm standing in front of my Lole scroll saw. Over the period of time that I've owned this saw, first of all, I kind of thought, okay, I got taken, I shouldn't have bought it. And then I made a few little repairs to it, and turns out it's quite a good saw. It's plenty good enough for what I'm doing, but what I'm doing is going to change in a couple of weeks. My shop classes are going to be starting up in here again, and I've had a couple parent meetings already, and I kind of know who's coming. And it turns out that it looks like I'm going to have 3 grade 7 students, or that equivalency. So I'd like to do something on the scroll saw with them, but one scroll saw simply doesn't cut it. So what I was looking for is another saw like this, because I wanted to have 2 in my shop. This has been an ambition for quite a while. No, I don't have room for it. I know that, but I'll figure out a way to do it. So these are not that easy to find anymore. They're an older Delta. They predate the DeWalt, the DW 788, the nice one. They predate that by probably about 20 years. So they're not readily available. I found, in my quest to find one, I found 3 in Canada. And most of them were east, like Toronto, Quebec, things like that. And this last week, I'm looking through Facebook Marketplace, and I find one in Kamsack, Saskatchewan. So today is going to be a road trip day. It's a beautiful Sunday. We've always wanted to do a few little local drives and see Saskatchewan a little bit. So today, this trip is going to take us almost to the Manitoba border, and we're going to pick up a saw like this at a very reasonable price. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a stand, so I might have to make one, or if you have one, get in touch with me in the comments. But so today's trip, or pardon me, today's chapter, we're on the road. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy this. Well, we didn't make it far. We had one of our guilty pleasures is stopping at McDonald's for breakfast. So I didn't want to take any video going through the lineup because we had to wait quite a bit. But once we got going, it was pretty good. So anyway, the first stop, and we'll soon be on the highway. Okay, well, we're heading close to Saskatoon. That's the short leg of this trip. patient. If it's lengthy, we'll probably take a different route home. Well, it looks like we've run into a fairly extensive highway repair here, so you can tell by how bouncy the camera is that it's getting a bit of a shake. So I am not sure exactly how many miles or kilometers of this we have, but we've been driving this way for probably about, I don't know, about 10 miles. Okay, now we're on a little better pavement again, but the construction zone hasn't ended yet, so
There's big construction.
yeah, there's big construction coming up, so okay, well, that's the way it is sometimes. You run into issues. My mistake, though, about assuming that the prairie out on this side of Saskatoon was flat. There's quite a few rolling hills. It's kind of fun to drive through this. So other than the construction, this would be wonderful. Okay, well, we're not going to let you sit here and wait. We'll do the waiting. Ooh, she brought the truck. There's more coming up. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with that. We've seen enough. And we're approaching about halfway in our travels. Maybe not quite, but this is, I believe it's a city. This is Humboldt, and we're just driving into it. Other than the construction, it's been a really nice drive and quite non-eventful, which is the way it should be. streets here. Street, so I guess we're about halfway through. Like the end of Humboldt, so we're on Highway 5 and we follow it straight into Kamsack. There you go. Well, that's kind of how this trip has been. Once we got through Saskatoon, we got through some rolling hills, and now it's just flat and straight, and looks a lot like around our home community. So yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of traffic. It's been a really nice drive. We're probably about an hour away from our destination, so yeah, the country sure has changed in about 100 miles here. So this is the Saskatchewan that I know, flat. Okay, so that's going to be it for now, and we'll come back later. Well, it's a windy day, but there it is. We had a very non-eventful drive down and worked out really well. Jim was awesome to deal with, and everything the way I had arranged it worked out. So we were just a little late getting here, but some traffic some road construction and questionable service at McDonald's, but we're here and it all worked out well. So anyway, I'm gonna hop back into the car and we're gonna drive all the way back. Not sure how much of that I'm gonna show, but we're gonna get this saw home where it belongs. Well, we took a little bit of a different route home to get around the construction, and we're heading through Foam Lake here. Took Highway 310 between Highway 5 and Highway 16, and we're going to be on Highway 16 till we get home. And oh, now we're directly at the sun. It's Monday morning and we're back. Well, we were back about 8 o'clock last night. So yeah, we were basically on the road from about 9:30 to 8 o'clock when we rolled in. Had a couple of short stops for gas and a bite to eat, but we pretty much drove the whole time. So we ran into a bit of construction, which slowed us down a bit and other things that I point out in the video. But this is it. Okay, this is the one I have. This was mine previously that I've worked on, I've fixed up. Um, and the blade holding attachments were shot. And Delta has these quick change ones, but mine were wore out on this one, so I put Makita parts on it. The one thing I need to do yet is right now I need an Allen wrench to undo the blade. I want to change that to with a thumbnail or no, I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, something that I can do without a wrench. So that's going to happen on this saw yet. Now this one here looks a wee bit bigger when you're just looking at it, but that's an optical illusion. They are exactly the same size. This, and I'm not sure which one's newer and older. I need to check on my Delta stuff. Not that that's a big deal. But this one, the model number is an SS350, and the model number on this one is 40-570. So my experience with the lathes is the very early ones had model number more like this number, like a 2-digit number and then a dash and then a 3-digit number. Whereas this kind of just has 2 letters and then a 3-digit number, but with no hyphen in between. So I'm not sure which one's newer, which one's older. It doesn't matter. They both run really well. Met with a really nice fellow down in Kamsack. Jim was awesome to deal with, and he said he wished there was an hour meter on this saw because he thinks it hasn't run an hour. He bought it when he retired with the thought of, I'm going to get into scroll saw stuff, and his words, not mine, he decided he wasn't into art. so it sat on in his really nice shop for a long time until I saw it in Facebook Marketplace and drove down and picked it up. So yeah, I'm happy with it. The next quest will be finding a stand for it. I would really like another stand like this, so then I could put them side by side and I could have 2 students working, which was my goal all along. And right now I have 3 grade 7 students coming into the shop in a couple weeks, so I will need to find another one, but I'm hoping not to buy another scroll saw. Maybe somebody out there in YouTube land in the Saskatoon area say, hey, you can borrow mine for a few months, which would be awesome. Anyway, that brings this video to a close. I'm hoping that you enjoy this little diversion from the norm here, but it is, you know, one of the things that I've done a lot of is driving over the province into Alberta a little bit, looking for tools because the deals are out there. But you have to sometimes drive a bit. Now, if I add the gas onto the price of the scroll saw, I would have paid top dollar for it. But it was a Sunday, we had a nice drive, we saw parts of the country that I hadn't seen in many years. Drove by Fishing Lake, where when I was in university, one of my university buddies had a cabin there, or his parents had a cabin, and then later on he had a cabin. And we would spend a few days in summer there when we were studying together, so it was awesome seeing some of that stuff again. So it was a good trip, we had lots of fun, and we picked up a nice scroll saw to boot. So with that in mind, yeah, this will come out fairly soon, I hope. A lot of editing in this one, but we'll get it done and we'll get it posted. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching if you are. I noticed my subscribers are slowly going up. Thank you so much for that. And my views have kind of gone up a little bit, like a wee bit. Like we're not going viral or anything yet, but maybe that'll come someday. So anyway, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and have an awesome week.